Hello boys, I'm very happy to see you. Since we already started with the lessons, online lessons, the videos are going to be a little bit different, but it will be very nice because then I can give you new content in the video and then we can see during our online lesson if everything goes well and if it's achievable. I know it will be, but I want to hear from you if everything is easy, if there are some things that we would like to improve or to change in our dynamics. So it is very important, since I'm going to do a different video, that you remember please to do a very short warm-up. I know that for you it's a little bit silly, but it's important to stretch our neck, to stretch the torso and our chest, because we are going to use these muscles, especially our hands, because they will support the instrument. So it is very important. You don't have to use music, you don't have to make it very long. The important thing is that you at least move your body before starting playing. So I will explain you a little bit the dynamic we will have today. I'm going to teach you a new breathing exercise. I'm going to give you the tips to do it properly. You are going to do it by yourself. I'm going to remind you which kind of buzzing and mouthpiece exercises you have to do, but I won't do it with you today because I want to give more time to some other very important things that I really want to see in these videos. For example, we will start with this book. You will have a copy in PDF, Nailing, and we will start reading lessons, and I really want to show you how we are going to play the lessons instead of when or the notes or these kind of things that you already know. I want to give you the instructions to read this in a proper way. And of course, I'm going to play the duet. This is going to be like a kind of play along, because I'm going to play the second voice of the third duet. So that means that since you know the first voice, you can use this video to play the first voice with me playing the second, and you can use the previous one to play the second voice while I'm playing the third voice. So let's start. So for the breathing exercise, I cannot do it here because I don't have any frame for the door nearby, and the one I have nearby is very big. But go to your nearest door and put each hand like at the same level of the shoulders and push the frame of the door. Of course, open the door. Put the hands on the frame and push very hard. And then you're going to do the breathing exercise while you're pushing. You are going to inhale 4 beats, hold the breath 4 beats, and then you're going to exhale 4 beats. You can increase the amount of beats that you use during the exercise. First 4 beats, then 6 beats, then 8 beats, 10, 12, until you say, okay, that's it. Why is it so important to do this exercise? Because when you push like this, you have no possibility to raise your shoulders. That means that if you are actually taking a lot of air, the air will go straight to the bottom of your lungs. It won't stay here because you have no space and you cannot raise the chest in order to put the air here. You have to send it back to the bottom. So it is very important that you hold the hands, push a lot, and you breathe. You have to feel how you're using this part of your body instead of this. For the buzzing exercise, it's very important that you try to play the proper pitch. For example, Do. So it is very important, as I have told you, to warm up the lips, because these are the ones that are going to play. These are the part of the body that will support everything. And as I always tell you, our lips and these muscles, the facial muscles, have to be very prepared, because it's not natural to piece a piece of metal against your body. So you have to prepare your body as much as you can in order to do something else with the metal that we play. And it is very important now that you have time and you can sit, and maybe you can take one part of the day only to do buzzing, that you start learning actually how to play the proper note when you are buzzing. It's not that I will play do and it will sound. You have to try to teach your muscles to do the proper things while you are buzzing. And for the mouthpiece, we have this amazing exercise that is on scale and an arpeggio. I want you to practice it. You have it already, you know it already, but this is a very good exercise because it provides us with different jumps and intervals and how to move our lips and our face and our chin in order to play different notes. If this sounds properly with the mouthpiece, with the French horn, will be much easier. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, sol, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, mi, do. And you practice this with other notes. You go up and you go down, because it's important also to learn how to use our lips when we play very low notes. Practice. Okay, we're going to go to the note in the book, and we're going to the page 19, because the previous ones are theory. So we have 2 lessons here and several exercises for here and for here. I want you to start studying these 8 first exercises. And as you can see, we have very simple notes. We don't have many notes. These are very easy for you. But the important thing about this book is not what to play, it's how to play it. We have a lot of different dynamics and instructions that the composer is giving us, such diminuendo, crescendo, marks to breathe, forte, piano, and we have to respect each one of them in order to play it properly and to learn how to give intention and how to start with the phrasing while we play. For example, if I play the first 2 bars without taking care of the dynamics, I would play only this. But if I play what is written, I'm putting my metronome in 75. Okay, we are doing the crescendo, the diminuendo, and it's sounding totally different. What I want you to really understand is that playing a crescendo or a diminuendo is just, okay, increasing the air, pushing a little bit more in order to go forte and again piano. But it's also how you think or what you think you're doing. It's like sending with a very concrete direction the note that we are playing. It's like a rocket. I'm going to send the rocket to the moon, so I'm going to increase the speed and then I'm going to come back. This is what we do when we play these 2 notes. So very important, we need to consider that in the lesson number 1, they are not giving us an initial dynamic in the first and second exercise. That means we don't have to force the sound. It's not very loud, it's not very soft, just feel comfortable, especially because you are going to play a crescendo, so you have to start in a comfortable level in order to go louder. And then for the rest, you decide what is more comfortable for you. Let's go to the lesson number 2. This is very easy. Then they are giving us a dynamic mezzo forte, so it's not very loud, but it's not piano. Again, 75, and we have some marks. And the important thing about the marks that we have to breathe is that first we only need to play 3 bars. Then we breathe again and we only need to play 3 bars. But our third breath, it has to be better, because we will have to be able to play 6 bars without breathing again. Let's try to practice that. I will play. If you want and if you can, play with me, and if not, you can listen what I'm doing and then you repeat it. Practice, because I should have finished the exercise without breathing again, and I had to breathe right before the last bar, but this is a very good exercise to administrate the air. And then we have some similar ones that I know you will be able to play, but for example in the third one we have a different dynamics. We start piano, then we have mezzo forte, then we go to forte, we have a crescendo to forte, then we have a diminuendo. So try to consider each one of these things that we have on the paper in order to learn what Neolin wanted us to learn. And to finish today's video, I'm going to show you how you can play the second voice of the third duet. We played already the third duet, but the first voice, and I'm going to talk about a little bit this duet. As every duet, everything is like a conversation. One voice says something and the other says another thing. Usually they are very similar, but this it's dolce because it says it in the first bar, and they give us different dynamics, so they give us already the intention of the conversation. So in the first voice, the conversation goes up. So for example, but in the second voice, the conversation goes different. First, it doesn't start with the first voice, it starts a bar later, and the line of the voice is totally different. So it's like the first voice is more insistent. Imagine a conversation where I don't know, since the first voice is higher, she is the woman and the second voice is the man. So imagine how they are discussing and she is very insistent on what she's saying, and she's like, yes, but, and the man is trying to calm her down and say like, hey, let's talk in a very calm way, please, calm down. So these kind of images that we can have in our mind will help us to play these duets. So I will put again my metronome in 130. We are going to subdivide 3, 3, 3, 3, and I will wait. I will count for you so you can play along with me. You will play the first voice if you want. I will play the second, so I will wait 1 bar so you can start as it is in the duet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. the video, I learned very much. See you in our lesson.